Welcome back, language learners. It's time for another enriching session here at SpeakSmart. I'm your teacher for today, Teacher Ben, and we are exploring new set of idioms and expressions to boost your English fluency. But before we dive into our lesson, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never missed out on our latest lessons. Let's jump right in. Let's start first by listing all the idioms we'll be learning today so you can practice pronouncing them with me. Pronounce each idiom slowly and clearly and make sure to repeat it after me. Ready? Let's go. Number 1, be fast asleep. Number 2, get over something. 3, turn something off. 4, get out of something. Number 5, get on something. Number 6, be back. And lastly, number 7, get better. Great job! Now we've practiced pronouncing each idiom. Let's dive into their meanings and see how we can use them in everyday situations. First up, we have be fast asleep. This means you're in a very deep sleep. Here are some scenarios to illustrate. Now imagine you've had a busy day and as soon as you hit the bed, you are out cold. You can say, after a long day at work, I was fast asleep in no time. Another example. When we are describing babies sleeping, babies can sleep through almost anything. So we can say, the baby was fast asleep in her crib. Now this shows that the baby is in a deep, peaceful sleep. Lastly, sometimes even loud noises can't wake us up, right? So we can say, despite the noise outside, she was fast asleep. This means the lady that you see on the screen was sleeping so deeply that the noise didn't bother her. Always remember, students, we use be fast asleep when we want to describe someone who is in a deep, undisturbed sleep. Get it? Next up, we have get over something. Now this idiom means to recover from an illness, an emotional setback, or a difficult situation. For an instance, when you are recovering from illness, imagine you've had the flu and it knocked you out for a week. When you start feeling better, you can finally say, I finally got over the flu. Another example, when we are overcoming fears. Maybe someone you know or you have always been afraid of flying. But you took a few flights and now you are not scared anymore. So we can say, she finally got over her fear of flying, and this shows you've conquered that fear. We can also use this one when we are recovering emotionally. If you've experienced a breakup or a loss of a job, you might need some time to feel like yourself again. So we can say, in this example, he's still trying to get over the loss of his job. This means you're working through your emotions and start to feel okay again. Another example, when we are describing moving past challenges, think about a time when you faced a big challenge, like failing an important exam or dealing with a tough situation at work. Once you've processed it and moved forward, you might say, I need to get over what happened at the meeting last week. Always remember that we are going to use get over something when we want to show recovery and resilience, whether it's physical, emotional, or situational. Now, let's talk about the idiom or the phrasal verb turn something off. This means to stop a machine or the flow of water and electricity. For example, we always want to save electricity, right? So this is a common expression when you're leaving a room or your house. It's good to save electricity. So we always say, don't forget to turn off the lights before you leave the room or before you leave. This is a common reminder. Another one when we are ending an activity. Say, for example, we are done watching TV. So we might say, she turned off the TV and went to bed. This means you're done watching TV for the night and you are ready to hit the sack. Another one when you are finishing a household chore. Always keep in mind that after you've finished washing dishes, you can say, he turned off the water after washing the dishes. Alright? Always remember, students, to use turn something off in your daily routines when you are stopping electrical appliances or cutting off water, gas, etc. Next is get out of something. This means to leave a bed, a car, a bath, work, class, or school. For instance, for our morning routine, starting your day might involve getting up early. So you can say, I got out of bed early this morning. This means you left your bed to start the day right. Right? Okay, now let's move on when we are talking about leaving a vehicle. When you arrive at your destination, you might say, she got out of the car and walked to the store. Leaving a vehicle. Another example, when you are finishing meetings. When a meeting ends, you can say, he got out of the meeting as soon as it ended. Make sure to use get out of something to describe the act of leaving or exiting from previous places or situation. Get out of something. Leaving or exiting from various places or situation. Then the opposite of get out of something is, of course, we have get on something. Now, this means you enter an elevator, a plane, a train, a bus, or a ship. For example, when we are using public transport, say for example, you catch the bus just before it leaves. So, what are you going to say? I got on the bus just in time. Another example of transportation is by air. When you board a plane, you can say, she got on the plane and found her seat. Lastly, another form of transportation is by train. Now, if you're rushing to catch a train, you might say, they got on the train at the last minute. Make sure to use get on something when talking about starting a journey, using public transportation, or any form of transit. We are almost there. Next, we have be back. This idiom means to begin or to be again in a place you were before. For an instance, when you return to a short trip or from a short trip, you can say, I'll be back in a few minutes. This is an expression to say that you are leaving for a short while. So you can say, I'll be back in a few minutes, and now there's a shorter version of this one. We say BRB or be right back. Next, for example, you return from a travel after a long trip. You can say he's back from his trip to Europe. Be back from his trip to Europe. And another example, when you are promising to return, when someone assures you that they will return, they might say, he said he would be back soon. Use be back to convey that you will return to a place or situation you previously left. And finally, we have get better. This means to improve or become healthier. For example, when someone is sick, you're going to wish them well. So you can say, I hope you get better soon. This expression is used to wish someone a speedy recovery. Another example is when you are describing an academic improvement. When someone's grades are improving, you can say his grades have been getting better. And lastly, when you are talking about weather conditions or any situation that is improving, you can say the weather is getting better or something is getting better. Always remember to use get better to talk about improvement in health, in skills, in conditions or situations. So, just like your English skills, we can say that your English skills have been getting better, right? Yeah, I can totally attest to that. Now, that's all for today's lesson. These idioms are fantastic for everyday conversations, so give them a try. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Thanks for watching Speak Smart, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning and always remember to speak smart.